Hey there, Stampin' friends. Welcome to Movie Monday with Jody Brechbill, Stampin' Queen. And I am here today to play with some sunflowers. So I'm going to show you this super cute little box that we are going to create today using the Celebrate Sunflowers bundle. So I'm going to use this stamp set. I am going to use this die. I have things already cut out ahead of time, but this is the bundle. It is in the current annual catalog, and it is called Celebrate Sunflowers. It is $51.25 for this bundle, and these are the set of dies that you'll get, and then of course that's your coordinating stamp set, and it's fantastic. So I want to do some real quick housekeeping just to give you a quick reminder that it's time to cash in your bonus day coupons. I'm going to keep hounding you guys because some of you earned $5 bonus day coupons in July, and it's now time to redeem them. So August 31st is our cutoff, and it's use them or lose them. So that is just my little PSA for you, because that's like having $5 for free, or maybe you have a bunch of bonus day coupons. So you definitely want to use them by August 31st. Now you can log on to my website, my online store, jodybrechbill.stampinup.net, and you can shop there day or night. It'll direct ship right to you, no contact, right to your front door. And this is your host code that you're going to use at checkout. In the bottom right corner, it will ask for a host code, and you'll put that code in, and that's what will link it to the party I have going on. So just a little preview here is, if you have ever thought about doing what I do or becoming a Stampin' Up demonstrator, or if you are in love with Stampin' Up like I am and want to get your products at a discount, we have a new starter kit promotion coming up in September. This is an amazing promotion because you're going to get 2 free stamp sets. You're going to get Queen Anne's lace and So Much Love stamp set. You're going to get a pack of rhinestones. You're also going to get 16 make and takes prepped, cut, and ready to go, so that if you decide that you want to stamp with some friends, you've got your make and takes good to go. You could do porch pickups with this. You can do a virtual party, since some of us aren't able to get together. So the kit itself is an amazing deal. It is $125 in product of your choice, anything you want, for $99. You're going to get free shipping on that. You're going to get a free paper pumpkin included. You're now going to get the Get and Go bundle, which I haven't added up what the value is, but I'm thinking these stamp sets are each like $17 or $19 each, plus I know the rhinestones are $5, and then 16 make and takes. That's priceless. So anyway, that is a fantastic special for September. If you have any questions, you can definitely hit me up, and I will be happy to share. I love sharing when we have starter kit promos because we don't have commitments. So what I say is, we have requirements to stay active, but we don't have a commitment, meaning you are not locked in to having to do certain things, like you have to do parties, you have to have ordering customers, because we know who the best customers are, and it is us. So it's almost like always shopping with Kohl's Cash, right? You always have a 20 to 25% discount on the products that you love. So I love sharing that, but we got to get stamping, friends. So what I have is, let's me find it. I have an 8x8 piece of Sahara sand. Now, ideally, I wanted to use crumb cake, but lo and behold, my order didn't arrive, and so I do not have any. So I'm going to use Sahara sand, which is a nice neutral color anyway. So I'm going to score all sides at 2 inches. So I'm just going to keep rotating this around and scoring all sides at 2. So this is going to be the base of my box. This is a standard box. You can make any size you want as long as you have a square. Now, while I have the Simply Scored here, I'm going to go ahead and do my lid. So I have Old Olive with me, and I actually made this one 6 1/8. Ideally, you would want it to be 6, but it is a smidge tight. And so the box, the lid's a little bit tight, so I worked with 6 1/8, and that seemed to come out pretty well. So I'm going to score this at 1 inch. You do get one edge that might be a little bit wonky, but you can trim it and make it work. If you need to make it 6 by 6 just for even numbers, that's fine too. You can absolutely do that. So let me throw this back here. And of course, anytime that I've done scoring and I'm creating 3D items, I always want to burnish my scores and just rub that bone folder right across the score lines. It just helps break the fibers a little bit and just makes your project go together a little bit better. It doesn't want to fight you as much. So I'm going to do that with both pieces. And then we're going to do a little bit of trimming, and you'll see how this is going to go together so nicely, just to create a nice little box. So we have to make some little flaps. And so I'm just going to trim on those score lines I just did right up to that horizontal score. And then I need to do that on the exact opposite side. So I'll just flip that around this way, and I'm going to free up these flaps as well. Now when I created this box, I pulled in our new Stampin' Seal Plus, which I really, really like. And it made a very nice, sturdy box. It's been together for a while. It's not starting to fall apart or pull apart. So I do like my Stampin' Seal Plus. You could totally use the Tombow multi-purpose green glue if you guys like that. So here's my, and I hope it's not going to be empty on us. There's my Seal Plus. Here's my green glue. But you could also, if you've got some tear and tape, you could use that as well. You need to have kind of a heavy duty adhesive to make this stick together. All right, so now I've got my seal, and I'm just going to do, let's say maybe 3 strips on here, on each of those little flaps, and that's what's going to hold our box together. And I'm not sparing on my adhesive. Like, I don't want this falling apart. So when I'm making 3D items, I use adhesive. Like, I don't want to be stingy, because I don't want to come in the next morning, especially when it's humid out. You'll notice that things just don't stick as well as they used to, and that's why I like these nice sturdy adhesives. All right, so what I'm doing is just folding in these layers, or these little flaps here, and making myself a little old box. And there you go. That is how simple that is. Can you believe it? There is your perfect little box. You can put some goodies in there. And then we need to do the same exact thing for our top. Now, sometimes with the top, because you're seeing the edges, I like to just kind of do a little wedge right there, or sometimes people call it mitering, just slimming that down a little bit. So when I fold it under, you're not seeing the edge of your flap. So I'm just going to do that real quick on all 4 corners. It just makes it look a little bit more polished, maybe. All right, so I'm going to keep using our Seal Plus on those little flaps. Now this adhesive is really strong, so you want to be careful, because I noticed that it really isn't too forgiving. So if you kind of put it together and it's wrong, when you go to pull it apart, it gives you a little fit, like it doesn't want to come apart again. I'm gonna, let's flap that one over. So the same exact way we made the bottom, we're making the top. Now, if we're lucky, that should fit right on top, and you have a perfect little box. Isn't that sweet? All right, yay, I can hear the applause. I can hear you all clapping and cheering for me. All right, so now it's just up to decorations, right? So what I did was I'm gonna take this big sunflower and my Memento Black, and I have a 3.5 by 3.5 piece of Whisper White. And if any of you guys out there in YouTube world are not using Whisper White from Stampin' Up, I'm gonna tell you You need to. This is the best cardstock out there. It is fantastic. It's got an ultra smooth finish, and it just is so perfect for stamping. The reason I say that is because way back in the day, like 1,000 years ago when I became a demonstrator, I was young and I was dumb, and I used to try to save money on buying cardstock at Walmart or something like that. I don't know why. Yes, I do. I was young and dumb, like I said. And so I didn't always use our Whisper White cardstock. And so when I finally switched, I was like, oh my gosh, the heavens opened and the Stampin' Angels sang. So there we go. It's an amazing cardstock. You will absolutely not be sorry. So you can skimp on other things. Like you can buy knockoff peanut butter and knockoff ketchup, but buy Ultra Smooth Whisper White cardstock from Stampin' Up. All right, so now what I did, and I'm not going to bore you with all the coloring, and that is with Daffodil Delight and Crumb Cake Blends. Okay, so I did that ahead of time. So I did do my coloring. And let's see, what else do we need? I have got my little die cut right here. Now it looks like maybe a couple of my little circles didn't come out, and that's okay. Can I poke them here? I used our brand new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it was fantastic. I loved it. These came out without any issue. It's nice and quiet little machine. It's packed away because I just got home from a retreat, or I would show it to you. You'll be seeing it on other videos, I'm sure. I named mine Boss. His name is Boss Man. Boss Man Bill, Boss Man Bob, Boss Man Bing. Anyway, I always name my machine. So my old machine was named Mr. Big after Sex in the City, and this guy's name, my new machine, is named Boss Man. And then when the little one comes out, it's going to be Boss Baby. And I can't wait till we get that little one. All right, so how do I want to attach this? How about some glue dot? Well, do I want some dimension on it? Maybe I don't. Maybe I want it to be nice and flat. So let's see if I can do some adhesive on the back side, just in the center. I want the leaves to be loose, but I want the center to be attached. So let's see how this might work. This is it's a really small area here. Green glue would probably be your friend right now, but I'm going to work with what I have on hand. And maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm lying. It's just too small of a little area. So let's do some green glue. And I'm going to do a little bit because I don't want it to go through those little holes. All right, now I will tell you that this image does line up with this die. It's not random. So what I look for is there's little leaves down here. See where this one folds up a little bit on top of the center? There's some little leaves, or petals, I guess, that are kind of curling to the left. And so I'm looking for those, which they're right there. So yeah, it's totally not random. It actually lines up exactly on that sunflower. So I'm just going to hold that for a couple seconds and let it adhere. But isn't that cool? I do, and I like it. I like that this is free. Now, what you could do if you want it to be nice and flat is use the adhesive sheets. Die cut this out with the adhesive sheets, and this whole thing will be a sticker, and you just peel it off and stick it down. It's amazing. All right, so our next step is going to be grabbing some of our braided linen here, and let's see, how long do we need it to go? I'm going to tie a little bit of a bow. So I always say take more ribbon than you need, because tying bows takes more. You can always trim the extra off. So take more than you need. And let's see if I can tie a bow on my video. We'll see how good I am today. It might be a little bit wonky because it's tricky. There we go. And then you can work with it a little bit, but you guys get the gist. And I kind of want my bow to be like a little bit on the side so you can see it. Now the next step will be to take some dimensionals, and I only have minis. No, That's okay. We'll use some black dimensionals. That'll be fine. And I am going to put them in the corners because we need to be able to take the bow so it can slide underneath as needed. If it should happen to come apart, you can just slide the bow back under there. So here we are going to put that in the center. There we go. Got our little cute bow. So you can leave it as is, but what I did, it's not, I don't have paper. So I did a tiny little thanks right here. And that is actually this stamp set. I just took my marker, my Stampin' Right marker, and I just used the brush end and I colored in the thanks. Maybe I can cut this out. We'll see if I have enough. I'm ruining my sunflower, but that's okay. I will sacrifice my sunflower for you friends who are watching me. All right, so I just got a little bit of ink on there, and then I'm just going to stamp my thanks. There we are. So I just hand cut. Sometimes that's easier. Even if it's a little bit crooked, that just makes it kind of organic, right? As my son says. So now I could just do a little thanks, and I just put that little dimension right there. So here we are. Very cool, right? Thanks so much for joining me, friends. Have a great week, and I will see you next week for Movie Monday.